Okay, welcome to JCE Connect. In the previous class, we were discussing about the population forecasting methods. So in that, we have solved some problems based on the arithmetic increase method, and we have solved the problems um, based on geometric increase method and incremental increase method. And we were discussing about the other types of population forecasting methods that are um, decreasing growth method. Uh, Decreasing growth method normally will follow when the uncertainties are going to happen. Like I have given on examples of Japan. The lot of uncertainties are more compared to in Indian conditions. So then we covered one more method, that is the graphical method. So in that graphical method, mm, um, that is simple graphical method, we have extended the graph based on the previous year's data. So see, assume that you have this graph up to A to B point, up to uh, A to B point, the data is available. Then we have extended this graph till n. So this is the simple graphical method. Then we'll move on to the comparative graphical method. So in this method, uh, the variation in the previous method, this is completely the variation in the previous method. See, we have based on the previous data, we have extended the line, that is from A to B data is available, and we have extended from B to N. But this comparative graphical method is based on some of the cities which you already know. The growth of the previous cities we already know. Then we have extended the lines of that graphs. Then how exactly it will be? So in this method, it is assumed that the city under consideration will develop as a similar cities developed in the past. The method consists of plotting the curves of the cities that one or more decades ago had reached the present population of the city is under considerations. See what exactly in this method will do that. We'll consider some of the similar cities and we'll start comparing, and we will adopt that for the next cities. This is how exactly it is going to happen. Let's see. See, for example, this is what the curve. You can see that. So we have 1940 population is there for city X. So you can let's start with that. So in the figure, the population of the city A is under consideration is plotted up to 1970. So what is that? You consider population of the city. This is now consider the population of the city A. So like this, you can see this is the line. This is the line. It has been plotted for the population of the city A. Then population is how much? You assume that the population is around 62,000 here. See what he is saying, that population is 62,000 here. Then the city B is having similar consideration, reached the population of 62,000 in 1930. In 1930, just go back. So in 1930, for this one, you assume that this line is similar to city B. City B, when it is 1930, assume that here it is 1930. If you plot that, so again it will be for the population. If you draw it, assume that it is reaching for the city B. Of course, here also it will be 62,000. Then, and for population, and its curve is plotted from 1930 onwards. Fine. Similar curves are plotted for the cities C, D, and E. See, again we'll go back. See, for the population C, this is C, and this is D. We have drawn it. So this is the population for the city A. We have drawn cities B. We have drawn it. Cities D also we have drawn it. Then, based on the previous data for the population, then the curve city A can be then continued, allowing it to be influenced by the rate of growth. See, then what we have to do is that based on the arithmetic increase method or based on the geometric increase method or based on the incremental increase method. So what we will do is that we will extend that graph till we can continue that. So up to here it will be there, assuming that we are getting at this point 62,000. So then I have extended this line like this. So I have to extend it based on the rate of increase of method, based on the calculation of arithmetic increase method, or based on the incremental increase method, or based on the geometric increase method. So whichever the method, so we have to follow, we have to extend it. So then suppose if I know, so now I got the population of the cities A, B, C, D. Then what I have to do is that, suppose the city X, if I want to plot it, so then what I have to do is that, suppose if the population, assume that for city A it is coming here in 2020, for city B it is coming here, city B it is coming here at 2020, it is extension. Then for city C it is coming, city C it is coming here, and city D it is coming here. So then if similar characteristics of the population is there, assuming that if the population for the city X, if it is coming here, so then if it is following the similar conditions or in between these type, or if the city is following in between A and D, or C or D, C and D, city if it is in between that, so then what I will do is that I'll extend this dotted line which is shown in the figure. I will explain, I'll put that line in between D and C. See, it has whenever you are preparing this, okay, first one thing is that whether your X city is following the similar characteristics or not, that we have to check. X city is following the similar characteristics of A, B, C, D, that we have to check it for before extending or before drawing this curve. And always you have to check first whether the population is in between C and D or not, whether the population is in between A and C. Suppose if it is following, assuming if your X city is following the characteristics of in between C and A, then I have to plot the graph here. If it is following in between your city D and B, so then my curve will be like this. So in between it has to come. So first, before assuming or similar following the similar characteristics of A, B, C, D, it is better to check that on which city it is following. The trend is following. That we have to check it. So this is, of course, this is whatever we are doing. It is not exactly. It is a crude method. So sometimes if it is the population is in between E and C, roughly you'll get the difference of 2000 or 3000. So that much error always it will be there. So but this is if the city is if X city is following the trends of A, B, C, D or A, then similar curve has to be plotted near to that curve. So that is the comparative method of determination of population forecasting. So then master plan method. So normally this kind of method is preferred when the cities are master planned. So then it has been followed for the X city. Say for example, Chandigarh city. Chandigarh city itself is an master plan city. It is a well planned city. Suppose if you want to adopt for similar master plan method for the other cities, then this method has to be followed. See, the big and metropolitan cities are generally not developed in a haphazard manner, but they're planned in a and regulated by local bodies according to the master plan. See, some of the metropolitans, not like Bombay. Bombay is not that much. It is master planned. So take an example of Chandigarh city. Chandigarh city is an master plan method. So if you are planning for some of the cities, you better refer the Chandigarh plan, how they have population has been forecasted, how they have developed it, so that can be concentrated. Then the master plan is prepared for next 25 to 30 years for the city based on the previous city which is master planned. According to the master plan, the city is divided into various zones such as residence, commercial, and industrial. So the population densities are fixed for various zones in the master plan. So from this population density, the total water demand and the wastewater generation for that zone can be worked out. So by this method, it is very easy to access precisely for the design population. So one thing in this, whenever you are using this master plan method, one thing is that you refer the master plans preferred for refer the master plans prepared for the other cities. That is one. Secondary, check how many zones they have prepared. In Chandigarh, for example, how many industrial zones, commercial zones, means commercial activities. So industrial means it is completely related to establishment of the industries. Commercial activities means, for example, if you are establishing any commercial activities like bazaars, and if you are selling in any of the products, for example, if you are selling any agriculture products, so they will divide that as a commercial activity. So suppose if you are selling any of your pipes, if you want to keep one shop for selling any of the pipes, so like that, it is also commercial activity. Residence is completely residential only. So there, no commercial activity will be done. So like that, you have to create not only these 3 zones. So other zones can be created based on the requirements. Not only the commercial or industry activities, even you can create some of the um, activities um, other than this. Suppose if you are creating any playground, big playground, so that is totally different. So if you are creating some of the common comprehensive swimming pools, so that is totally different. So then it may not be come under the commercial activities. So like that, based on the requirement, you can create some of the zones. Okay. So creating here in this, creating zones, and it is fixed, and it is fixed in a master plans. So then on each zone, for each zone, what they will do is that separate water supply distribution network, water supply distribution network, and sewer network has to be designed. Sewer network has to be designed. So create the master plan for the city, then divide into zones. Then for that individual zones, forecast the population. That is the objective of this master plan method. By referring the previous cities master plans. So then we'll move on to the logistic curve method. So this is the last method in your uh, population forecasting. So of course this is very important. Why this is very important means whenever the cities, if they are growing in a log scale, the log means it is an exponential growth. Means, for example, we have today population is 100 is there. Then next it will be exponential like 100 into 100 raised to 2. Then next decades 100 raised to 3. Means you can say that it is growing in an exponential growth or exponential way of growing the population. Then this method is preferred. See, if it is arithmetic means like 10, the next 10 decades is 20. So arithmetic means it is adding 10 to the, for example, if your city is having the population of 10 for 2010. So next 2020, it is 20. This is arithmetic. Again, it is 30. So like that. But when it comes to the log scale or the exponential growth of this method, so it is 10 raised to 1, 10 raised to 2, 10 raised to 3. The growth will be of like this. It is e to the power x. Means e to the power 2, e to the power 3, e to the power 4, e to the power 5. Like that, the growth will be there. Even you can convert that into log based to the 10 scale also. We'll see how exactly it will be. See then, this method is used when the growth rates of the population due to birth and deaths and migrants takes place under normal situation, and it is not subject to any extraordinary change like epidemic, war, earthquake, or any natural disaster. So normally, this growth is not considered under degrees growth method. So we discussed one method called decreasing growth method. So in that decreasing growth method, we assumed that the population is going to decrease and it is going to changes in changes due to the epidemics, wars. So normally, the sudden decrease growth is going to happen. So in this method, the population is under normal conditions and the growth is very high. Two things we have to consider here. One is it is under the growth is normal and it is extraordinary. So means it is like for example, if you are predicting the population is going to happen another 10 years, it will be 1,000. So then suddenly it is going to increase by 5,000. Means growth is high and death is very less due to there will not be any sudden change in the population. Then what will, if the population of the cities is plotted with respect to time, the curve so obtained under normal conditions is look like S-shaped curve and is known as logistic curve. So then normally the shape of this curve is looking like this. See, uh, here you have three divisions, the population. You neglect this curve, don't consider first. Don't consider as of now this curve. So only you consider this S curve. See, this is the graph plotted time versus the population. See, from J to K you have one section, and K to L you have one section, and L to M you have one section, and M to N you have one section. So section 1, section 2, you can write in this way: 1, 2, 3, and 4 section. And the total curve from J to N, it is the S. It is, the curve is looking like the S curve. S. It is S curve. From J to N, it is S curve. So then, how exactly this growth will be there? Where we can call this growth is a log based or exponential growth, or log based to the 10 growth, or log based to the E growth. See, log based to the 10 and log based to the E can be converted. That we'll see later how exactly the conversions will be there. So then see, starting from J, how exactly this is going to happen. Let's see how exactly it is going to happen. See, from J to K, dp by dt, they have written here, dp by dt, it is, means dp by dt is directly proportional to p, means the population is the rate of dp by dt. It stands for, this terminology stands for rate of change of population with respect to time. Then you can see here the curve is growing like this. The curve is growing like this, up to where even you can see slowly the curve is growing like this. And here also you can see up to here it is growing, means it is increasing. It is, the population is increasing as the time progresses. Slowly you can see the curve. The curve is like this. The curve is like this from J to K. That is dp by dt. That is equal to, see, normally this terminology we can call it as, we have used a geometric increase. This we can call it as geometric increase method. Then from K to M, you can see the section 2 and 3, you can see the curve is almost straight. See, the curve is almost, it is straight like this from K to M. From K to M, you can see the curve is almost straight. Then you can see the growth is constant. That is dp by dt, that is equal to constant. So it is nothing but arithmetic arithmetic increase method. Then from here, from m to n, see from m to n, what is happening is slowly again it is increasing. Again it is increasing. Then when it is reaches to n, you can see that it is looking at parallel. The curve is looking like, so when you extend it, the curve is, it will be like this. Then this normally we can call it as it is going to reach the saturation point. So this point you can call it as the, see, it is the saturation point. This normally we can call it as saturation point. Normally it is designated by saturated population, that is PS. Then this curve is nothing but dp by dt, that is equal to, if I want to calculate this, what I have to do is that I have to deduct the overall saturated population from P existing population. So if I want to calculate this, means this is nothing but PS minus P, means saturated population is this much. Up to here it will be saturated. Then here, from here to here, it will be population is P. Suppose if I want to calculate this curve population, then I have to, what I have to do is that I have to make it PS minus P. If I want to calculate this up to here, this will be, it will be P, population is P. Then this will be your, PS minus P, PS minus P. So then this overall growth, we can call it as the logistic growth curve. This normally which is of S shape. So what will happen is that in logistic, three things are happening. So one is that it is increasing from J to K, it is increasing. Again, there is a constant growth. Then again, it is increasing. At one point, it is going to become saturation. So then, what is the expression given for this log scale or a log growth, exponential growth of the population forecasting? So then, I'll explain this terminologies. It is very important. Why? Because one problem they may ask in this logistic curve method. Of course, if they ask explain the population forecasting using logistic curve method, you have to explain this overall and which are those points. Okay, so it consists of, logistic curve consists of the mixture of arithmetic, mixture of geometric increase method, followed by the saturation population, that is PS, how exactly this curve and how exactly it can be calculated. Normally it is looking like a S curve, this method. So then how exactly calculated, we'll see in the next slide which are the formulas are there. If possible, we'll try to solve one problem based on this population. This is a little bit toughest population forecasting in all the methods. The other things are very easy. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can ask. We'll wind up the class.